Welcome to our weekly power session. And today we have Lisa and Ellie, who've both worked for large accounting practices and are also the founders of Tipping Point Consultant. With their wealth of experience, they're helping mums around the world work smarter, not harder, and really getting them to understand their numbers. So today the focus is why your business numbers matter. So welcome, Lisa and Ellie.
Thank you, Claire. Thanks for having us.
Fantastic to have you here. And Lisa, if you'd like to start, what is the importance of actually understanding your business numbers?
Look, I think there's a few things. First of all, the main thing is that in anything that you do, if you have a goal, it's more likely to come into reality. So the first thing about owning your business numbers is that you set out a goal of what you actually want to achieve in your business, whether it's from a small side hustle to a multinational global empire. You have a view of what you're trying to achieve in your business. And then the second thing is that it gives you a bit of a reality check. I mean, we all only have 24 hours in the day. Even the super mums only have 24 hours in the day. And it really gives you a focus of how you're going to spend your time to get where you want to go. So the more that you own your numbers, the more you're actually charting the path to your success.
Fantastic. So let's talk about the danger points. So, if you're glossing over your numbers, say for instance, and it's just something you're putting in the background, what are the kind of critical areas and what potentially could happen?
What I would see happening is if you don't actually know your numbers and you have your precious resource of time, you might actually be spending time on things that actually don't make an impact on your bottom line, that don't actually help you grow your business or sustain your business. A prime example that we have in our toolkit, in our Money Mastery Toolkit, is that we lay out your products, and then you can see which products are actually a good return on investment for your time and effort spent, so that you can focus more on those products and start focusing less on the products that don't actually make any sense. So you get your bottom line, you get to your goal faster, and you don't waste time, because who has time to waste nowadays, especially when you're a mom with young kids, a family, a whole life to run. You're not just running a business. So that focus really helps. If you don't have that, then there's this real, you can get down into rabbit holes of just, tweaking your website, and then your day is gone.
Yeah.
I think one of the other challenges too is that people end up having a disconnect around what they're actually running their business for, if they're glossing over their numbers. So, as you start a business, you might have this view, okay, well, I'm not going to go back to XYZ job because I'm going to start my business. I'm going to replace my income, and, I'm going to sort of open up my laptop on a deserted island and go from there. But the thing is that if you're glossing over your numbers, you start to get into a downward spiral if you're not actually achieving the success that you initially started your business for. So, what we've been finding when we work with people is that they have this view of what they want to achieve. But when you actually break down what it is that they're doing in their business and their offering and what their pricing is, there's actually a disconnect, and it's not possible necessarily for them to achieve it with the way that they're doing what they're doing. So they need to make a few changes to get to where they want to go.
Yeah, and I think that's really important, because you do need to have, like you say, almost like a numbers pathway as to how you're going to get to where you want to get to, and making sure that, getting where you're getting to, or that goal that you have it's a stretch, but it's also achievable. I think at the moment you will all see a lot of advertisements for, I'm a, 7-figure coach, or get your 7-figure business or 6-figure business. And I think that's just this cloud that hangs over a lot of mums that have started their businesses, their new businesses, thinking, I'm 3 weeks in, why have I not got 7 figures? Or I have to reach that. And if they don't, then it's, it's mentally exhausting and disappointing. And I think they should give up. And I think, that's a lot of sales speak, because, there's a lot more that goes into when someone says 7-figure. There's a lot of cost behind that they're probably just quoting a revenue and not, what they actually pulling out the business in terms of, their return and their profit. So I think obviously, as you mentioned, knowing your numbers is really important. And also you mentioned, getting yourself, and I think Ellie might have mentioned it, it's almost like a rabbit warren, not knowing your numbers could potentially put you, in a really serious situation. All of a sudden you've spent $1,000 on Facebook adverts because it just keeps ticking over until you stop it. And then, and you don't have this $1,000. So, being able to plan it and actually, provide a numbers pathway to get, I think that's really important. So is there anything you want to add with regards to that kind of numbers pathway and how you, assist people or mums in actually, taking them along that journey?
Yeah, in our toolkit, our Money Mastery toolkit, we actually have basically given everything that you need in terms of guidance to do it yourself.
Okay, wow.
So we take people through from what's your goal to what's your products and services, what prices do you add, how do they relate, how many sales do you think you're going to have, to, okay, if this is then the revenue side of your business, your sales side, what's your cost side, so that you can have that balance that you mentioned in terms of, okay, if I want to do this and I want to invest in here, then what do I get in return for that in terms of revenue and sales? So we'd help people think through from goal up until ramp up. So how do we get from where we are now to where we want to be in a way that's smart, that leverages your time, that leverages your skills, and that has the basic investments that you need. So you have all the bits and pieces that you can pull together. And on top of that, we'll have a live workshop as well to help people work through the toolkit if they have any questions, because we know numbers can be scary. We have encountered people that go, oh my God, I don't know math, so I can't do my numbers. It's totally normal to be uncomfortable with numbers. It can be quite confronting, and it can be quite scary. People usually just run businesses on the side. You don't really have time, you think, but the reality is it can be a real return on investment in terms of time to know them. So that's why we encourage people to really go for it.
Yeah, and I think it's, time's obviously one thing that none of us as mums have, and Lisa and yourself are mums too, running businesses. It's something that's obviously very valuable to us. But I think also another point is when we're talking about numbers, is that once you actually delve into your numbers and actually be able to see where your business is at really clearly and where you want to go, you can actually save money. And that thing that potentially you couldn't afford, maybe it was a personal assistant or someone to help you out with video editing, you can actually afford. So I suppose that the next question I have for you is that when there's someone that's deciding at this point right now, I want to start understanding my numbers, where I'm at, so at this point I can move forward. What sort of area or part of their business should they be in? Is it someone that's just about to start up or has an idea? Is it someone that's, already kind of a year down the line? Or at what point, should someone really start to, have a look at numbers? Because, you might have a mum that goes, I don't really have any numbers, I'm just starting my business.
Yeah. I think there's probably three, there is the three different places that you start at. And I think that they all hold to look, to use the tool and look. When you're first starting up your business, it really helps to lay out where you think you're going to go, because at that point you don't actually know if what you're planning to do is going to sort of add up to what you think it's going to, and you don't actually know some of the different areas of the cost that we've laid out. So it gives you the chance to research a bit further of, is what I think this is going to look like actually what this is going to look like. In the startup phase, when you've been in your business for a year or so, it gives you the opportunity to reflect on that year and say, okay, well, I know what has been working, I know what hasn't been working, I know what I like, I know what I don't like. When I look forward as to how I'm going to, plan my business for the next 12 months, where am I best to focus my energy and efforts? And, is what I've been doing really delivering what I think it's delivering? And then I think, when you're further down the track, it's really giving you, again, that pathway to scale up. So, if I start introducing new things, if I start doing different strategies, at what point will that work a bit better? So it holds at all the points to look at your numbers. I think in those first, the startup and the initial year, you get a lot of value in it because there's so many unknowns. You're still questioning yourself, you're questioning what will work, you're questioning your idea. So, to be able to put different variables in, what happens if I get one sale? What happens if I get 10? Yeah. What happens if I get, it helps you understand and land on the range that you're looking at. And again, it just helps you sort of do that reality check and not create an expectation that can, sort of destroy you when if it doesn't go exactly according to plan.
Yeah, set yourself up for success, really, instead of failure. Get realistic, but stretch, have a goal, go for it, but do it in a way that's kind to yourself as well, that you can actually achieve it.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. That's brilliant. So if you could give, a startup, so someone that's got an idea and is ready to go, 2 tips, what would you say?
Despite all of our talk about a reality check, I would still give the tip: set an audacious goal.
Yeah.
So there is absolutely, nothing wrong with saying, in this point in the future, I want my business to look like this. I want it to be achieving, the 6 figures or the 7 figures or whatever it is. But to actually then, the second tip is to break that down so as that the steps, and then you can take the steps. So, I think those are my 2 biggest tips in terms of when you're in that position.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I would align mine with hers. Of course, we're our business partners. I think I would add, be kind to yourself, to set yourself up for success. Surround yourself with people who support you. We found it invaluable to be working together because it is a game of persistence and discipline, rather than overnight success and just sheer luck.
Fantastic. So planning, which is brilliant. Well, that was really useful information. So thank you, Lisa and Ellie. And so the mastery course that launched, was that a week ago?
Yep, we started launching last week with our Money Mastery Toolkit. It's available online right now for half price, $45 US, until the 3rd of May. So get in while it lasts because it's a bargain.
Yeah. Is this something that you can kind of do in your own time, or is it like a set course? It's an 8-week course, or how does it actually work?
It's a tool that you can use in your own time and work through it completely on your own. We've laid it out in plain language, each of the steps, so as that it is something that you can not only do yourself, but do again and again and again with your business. So it's not a one-time thing. You can continue to use it for your business. What we are doing for the launch period is to have a workshop that goes with it, so as that you can connect with us and with other women around actually stepping through it and just having that extra support to share notes and to give you that extra confidence to complete it the first time.
Yeah. That's fantastic, and especially the fact that you can reuse it, because obviously year after year after year your business changes, hopefully continuing to growing, so those numbers will move and the goalposts will change, but obviously all in a positive direction. So that's fantastic. So thank you so much for coming online with us today, and Like I said, I know that you're both really busy with the business and obviously, you know, being mums as well. So we'll be in touch with you both shortly. But thanks very much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks for having
Claire.
us.
Thanks